I'm David Fitzgerald. Today I'm going to take you through some of the tips that I would use when climbing on the boards. I'll create a few problems for myself, maybe over a number of weeks or months, and then the idea is to perfect these so that I know them really well, and then eventually do them back to back with very little rest in between. So that's the ultimate goal. So this will help build strength, power, and eventually strength endurance when you're able to repeat them back to back. So this is an example of a problem that you can use to work very powerful open moves where you're working on your shoulders, your shoulder stability, being able to engage your shoulders in wide positions. So on the boards, never a great idea to train drop knees or heel hooks or toe hooks, just because even though it's easier to be strong in these positions, it kind of relies on very big footholds, which you don't always get outside. When you train with your hips open and your shoulders very open and not twisting in a lot, then it'll help you train for those moves on your outdoor projects that might not necessarily have great feet. So they might be smeary footholds that you need to stay open on. So the aim of these boulder problems isn't necessarily to find the easiest way to the top, but to try and force individual moves that might simulate some of the moves on an outdoor project or to work some of your weaknesses. Some of the problems that you create, you might be able to skip a few moves to get to the top easier, but this isn't necessarily the easiest or the best way of training. So a typical session, I'd come to the board, I'd have my list of maybe 10 problems, and then I'd work them one by one until I can do them back to back with maybe only 10 to 20 seconds of rest in between. So this method of training is really good for building strength endurance. So for some of my outdoor projects that I've had over the last year, they've had between 8 to 10 moves on them. For example, Voyager Sit Start has 8 to 10 moves, but the crux is on the 6th move. So for me, it was very important that I trained multiple boulder problems on the board, on the steep board, where the 6th move was the crux for me. So I'd develop problems that had a sustained intro and on holes that you wouldn't necessarily be able to rest very long on, and then that would lead into a crux move on the 6th move. So this helped me to train for some of those projects.